So this is a bit of a unique situation for me because I recently, as of like 3 or 4, maybe a bit longer than that, maybe about a week ago, finished Cyberpunk 2077's main story, and I've still been playing it occasionally, and I'm enjoying the game. Give it a 7 out of 10. And it must be said, I'm I'm disappointed, and I'm not disappointed. I'm not disappointed because after watching the trailer for Cyberpunk Edgerunners, I honestly thought, obviously the trailer does not tell you, there's anime films, movies, games, whatever. Well, movies and films are the same thing, but any sort of media, you see a trailer of it, it could look amazing. The trailer, the actual thing could be shit, and vice versa, right? You could see some of this absolutely crap looking, and it's amazing, right? Right. So for example, if we talk about anime, my favorite anime of all time is the Monogatari series, particularly Black Monogatari and East Monogatari. I've never seen a trailer of these animes, but if there was a trailer released of them, it would look crap because I can't think of how you would make a trailer look good from how I'm imagining the anime, if that makes sense. But the trailer would probably look crap, right? But it's still my favorite. So just because a trailer looks good doesn't mean it's going to be good. Just because it looks bad doesn't mean it's going to be bad. Yada yada. But the Cyberpunk Edgerunners trailer, in my opinion, every single trailer, pretty much all of them, if not all of them, looked crap. It looked like something that would be crap. Like, I'm not saying 1 out of 10 crap, but I'm saying something that would be like a 2 or a 3, or like something that wasn't very good, something that was rushed, something that was, I don't know. It just looked like something I personally wouldn't like. Maybe it's because I haven't watched anime in so long. So I'm not disappointed in that aspect because I actually thought it'd be worse than it is. But I've only seen one person review this anime, and it's my favourite YouTuber, actually, my favourite YouTuber, who's Penguin Z0, I think, Moist Critical. He does like the Moist Meter, and he's actually the reason I do this, because I genuinely like him as a YouTuber so much. Like, he's almost an inspiration. Like, I genuinely really enjoy him, and I watched him, obviously, because I watched every single one of his videos. I skipped to the end, though. I didn't actually watch the video because just in case he said spoilers and stuff, I don't know, even though probably he didn't. But I skipped to the end and he gave it a 90 out of 100. And because I respect this YouTuber so much, I was watching this thinking, oh, Cyberpunk Edgerunners is probably going to be really, really good because I like this YouTuber and he said this and I'm a sheep, so I'm going to follow. But after watching this anime, it's average. It's so unbelievably average. So I'm disappointed in that aspect. So I went into this disappointed and not disappointed, like after it finished. I went into this thinking it'd be crap and good at the same time. It's hard to explain right off the bat. Something I've got to say is you can like watch this anime and you can understand the story and possibly enjoy certain parts of it, yada yada yada. If you have never played the game before, you don't have to play the game. Obviously there are some cameos. Obviously I'm not going to spoil anything right now. I'd warn if I did that, but there are cameos from the video games, the locations from the video games. Like, a good example here, and this isn't a spoiler, right, is that David's apartment looks almost exactly, if not exactly, like the protagonist, V, that you play as in Cyberpunk 2077, the game. Like, the apartments look the exact same, which made me think that he's either in the same apartment block, or possibly even in the same apartment, like, thing, like, apartment itself. And maybe he was just there, because I'm pretty sure this is a prequel to the Cyberpunk 2077, but I could be wrong. But I do like how somebody can watch this even if they haven't watched or haven't played the game or don't know anything on the game. Like, if somebody hadn't known anything about the game, even though 99% of people who watch this, even if they haven't played the game, have at least heard of it, you know, the Keanu Reeves memes and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the story of this is fine. It's towards the end, I think it got utterly ridiculous, and there were certain parts that were just like it wasn't like the way I hear it being described is like balls to the walls action. You know, it's really like super enjoyable, that sort of thing, and it's just not. I don't know. It's just something that I don't know. It's just, if I'm gonna be honest, it's just very mediocre. Like, the story's, like, the best way to describe it would be meh. like the story, the last 2 or 3 episodes I honestly thought story-wise were crap. They weren't very good, but the first 3 episodes were pretty good in terms of story. I generally really enjoyed them, and then the middle few episodes, you know, episodes like 4, 5, 6, that sort of thing, maybe 7 as well, were just average. Like the story's just, it goes up and down. It's kind of like a roller coaster. It goes up, then comes back down. It's hard to explain. The action in this anime is bad. Like, not bad in terms of they've done a bad job in terms of animation, in terms of it looks jagged or looks like laggy, you know, that sort of feel, you know, when something just like someone will go for a kick and the whole kick is just 3 frames. Like, it's nothing like that, but it is like visually, I think, bad. So there's a few times towards the end, like I said, there's no big spoilers here, but there's like a car chase scene, right? And there's like cars in front of the road, and then a bunch of cars like hit these cars, and these cars just fly up in the air, really cartoonish. There's another scene straight after that, where like a car, like there's like 20 cars, right, chasing these people, and then 2 big cars like spin out or whatever, right? And the cars, like the 20 cars, like hit the 2 cars that span out, kind of thing, or the 2 lorries. They're all like big military type cars, and all the cars just go flying. There's one car, I paused it. There was one car that goes like 10 feet in the air at least. It looks utterly ridiculous. I think it's 3D animation. If it isn't, then it's weird looking 2D animation, but I'm pretty sure it's 3D. But that doesn't bother me. It just bothers me, and because it looks fine for 3D, like it looks in place and stuff. It doesn't look out of place, kind of thing. But it's just the actual, like the effects of how it all works, if that makes sense. Like, the actual visuals don't look bad. It's just the actual action that the visuals take, which is bad. It just looks so cartoonish. So I know it's meant to be a cartoony anime, whatever. But it gets to a point where I can't follow the story seriously, because in my mind I'm thinking, oh, this is set in Cyberpunk 2077 world. Yet we've got stupid, like, it just looks stupid. It looks dumb. Also, when David's using his Saint Davastan, I think it's called, or whatever, that his like his ability is like cyberware, and when other characters using the same sort of thing, like the way they show it, him going fast, I don't like. Like, I understand they've got to show a way of him going fast where we can see it, and I do like sometimes where after they show him going fast, they show him in normal time to show what it looks like to a normal person, you know, just watching it, and it's not slowed down for us. Like, I like that, but when it's actually showing us go slow, like with his silhouettes that come off him, like his multicolored silhouettes, rainbow silhouettes, whatever you want to call it, I just think look dumb. I also think that the action whilst he's going slow is pretty crap. Like, it's, you know, he's going slow, but then he's talking whilst he's going slow, and it's just, I don't know, it just seems stupid. It just seems really, like, it's I know it's an anime, but it seems too anime. Like, when you think of the most anime, like, you think of stuff like this, it just seems too anime. Like, there's a point where it can get too anime, too cartoony, too stupid, and, you know, like, there are some anime that thrive off being stupid. Like, I've never watched it, but I've heard Baki is one of them. I've seen a bit of JoJo. I've seen like the first 15 episodes of JoJo. So JoJo's one where it thrives on being, you know, stupid at times. You know, sometimes it can be wacky, wild, whatever. And I've heard it actually gets wackier and wilder. But Baki's a prime example. I've heard that is like one of the characters go visit Barack Obama or some shit. Like they probably thrive off it, right? And One Punch Man and stuff like that to an extent as well. But this just, it doesn't work with this just being like, I don't know, it just, because it's not trying to be wacky. The whole point of the story isn't trying to be wacky, it's trying to be serious, but at the same time it just feels wacky and feels stupid, and that's mainly down to the action, and I just don't like it. I just think it looks stupid. The visuals were by far the best part, and by visuals I don't mean like, obviously I just talked about the animation, I mean like the world, like all like the afterlife, like all the areas are almost the exact same as you'd find them in the video game. Like, you can visit every single one of these areas in the video game. Also, I liked how there was a hacking character, a Netrunner character, and, well, there was 2 actually, but there was one where we saw her do a bunch of stuff, Lucy, and when she like was hacking and stuff, you would see like the breach protocol from the game, or the quick hack from the game, or when she was trying to short circuit someone, you would see the loading screens from the game, and you would see what she's visually seeing, and it's like stuff you would see in the game. Although it does make her seem really, really bad, because if you play the game, like, in this anime, she's, like, complimented for being an amazing netrunner, yada, 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 yada. But there's a scene where you see her short-circuit someone, or short-circuit a drone, actually, it's a drone, and it takes, like, 2 minutes, 3 minutes for her, in real time, to short-circuit the drone. Yet in the video game, you could short circuit the same drone in no longer. If you were like max leveled, pimped out and everything, you could short circuit the same drone in like 2 seconds, if that, maybe like a second. Like, literally, you go short circuit, done. Like, it's so quick. So maybe that's just for gameplay reasons and not actually lore reasons, or maybe like a V from the game is just on another level of like OP-ness. I don't know. But yeah, but I like how they showed stuff from the game and made it work in this world, and yet like, you know, when she was hacking the cameras and stuff, and it showed you the visual that you would see if you were hacking cameras in the game and stuff. I like that. But Night City in general, the only thing that bothered me about the design of the world, it sounds really stupid, it's such a minuscule thing, but Night City in the video games is well known for having 3 big like lights, like billboard lights kind of things. If you typed in Night City, you would literally know what I'm on about instantly. Like, I'm going to do it quickly. Like, Night City. And if I search it up here, yeah, literally, look, you can see what I'm on about instantly. Here, look. It has like 3 distinct, 1, 2, 3 distinct like billboards, like coming up from the city. I'm going to save this picture actually and use it for the VOD, I think. Oh no, I can't. It's not letting me save that picture. Well, I'll find another picture. But like, it has 3 distinct lights coming from the city, and it always does. And in the game, it's referenced time and again, quite a few times. I can remember at least once it's mentioned, but I know it's mentioned more. That like they've got a name, like the buildings, or I don't know if they're connected to buildings or if they're just on their own. But like the 3 big lights from Night City, they've got like a specific name. They're called like the 3 something or something or other. Like, they've actually got a name. They're well known in Night City, if you know what I mean. Like, you can see them from miles. If you're out in the Badlands, you can still see them, kind of thing, right? If you're thinking Night City, it's kind of like Night City's Empire State Building, if you will. You know, like they're well-known Night City things, right? But there's a scene in the game, in the anime, and I'm pretty sure there might be more scenes like it. I don't know, but I can remember one scene specifically. Was it episode 6 or 7? I think it was 7. It could have been 8 actually. It was one of those episodes anyway. We'll say 7 for now, where you could see Night City. They were like sitting on some place like outside of Night City, like in the Badlands or just outside of the Badlands or whatever. They were looking at Night City, and there was like 7 big lights coming from Night City. It's just something that annoyed me. I don't know why. Like, it doesn't matter at all. It literally doesn't matter. They've been good with everything so far. I can give them a pass for this, but it just annoyed me because in the games it's actually like a famous. You know, it'd be kind of like, you know, in the games if there was a famous building or like statue, but in the anime they made the statue look slightly different for no reason. Like, it's just kind of like that. Like, it's just something, I don't know, but it's fine. I guess they were trying to make it look better for the anime. I don't know. Maybe 3 lights would look crap or something. I don't know. But whatever. It was just something that grinded my gears, and I don't know why, because it's actually not even that bad. But for most of it, the afterlife and places like that, there's some cool cameos as well. From certain characters. Quickly, before we get into spoilers, by the way, I want to quickly just say that Giancarlo Esposito, I absolutely love his voice. But like all the other actors, I don't know. I'm sorry. Some of the I watched it's dubbed, by the way, and this is the first anime in years, literally 2.5 years I've watched dubbed, simply because I played Cyberpunk in English, obviously, so it just made more sense to me. And I saw that Giancarlo Esposito was in this dub, and I was like, sure, I'll watch the dub. You've sold me now. But Giancarlo Esposito, I love him as Gustavo Fring. Amazing villain. One of my favourite villains, if not my favourite villain. He's amazing in that role. And obviously in Better Call Saul, yada yada yada. But even in like The Boys, I'm not a big fan of The Boys. I thought it was average, The Boys. I don't rate it as highly as other people, but some people fucking love that show. But even in The Boys, he was decent. Like, he was easily passable. Like, he was good in The Boys. Do you know what I mean? In this show, he's terrible. I really think people are going to hate me for this, maybe. I don't know, because Gustavo Fring's probably got a loyal fan base, which is fair enough because he's good. And I am a fan of him, mainly because of Gustavo Fring, but I am a fan of him. But in this show, I don't know whether he wasn't trying, I don't know whether he didn't fit the character of Faraday, or I don't know whether maybe in my head I'm just thinking of Gustavo Fring. But that can't be the case, because I actually think his voice character is fine as well. It's that in this show he just seems so crap. Maybe he's just not a good voice actor, he's better in person, I don't know. But he's Faraday, the only character I hated, like there were some characters I didn't like as much as others will, like Lucy, I wasn't particularly keen on, but she was like average, if not slightly above average. Like, she still wasn't bad. Obviously David was good and all that. They were the best characters, but they were like for me. Rebecca, I liked. She was fine. Like some of the characters were fine. Even like Adam Smasher, I didn't mind. Like stuff like that. Like, but like Faraday, who's the guy that Giancarlo Esposito plays, for whatever reason, was just the only character I genuinely disliked. Like, I would genuinely give him almost a 1 out of 10, maybe even a 1 out of 10. I genuinely thought he was absolutely abysmal as a villain. I just thought the voice didn't match the face. It didn't like it. Just he didn't seem villainous. It was terrible. I genuinely think if you put me in that role, I would have done a better job. I genuinely, and that's not me being cocky either. I genuinely, like, obviously I'm joking, but like I'm just trying to make a point of how bad I thought this was. I genuinely thought this was so shit. Like, I don't know, it just really, really annoyed me. Giancarlo Esposito I love, but as Faraday in this anime, he was fucking abysmal. Absolutely crap. The only part of this anime, I would actually, like, there's parts I don't like I said, I don't like the action, yada, yada, yada. But this is the only part I would genuinely say I think is absolutely abysmal, 1 out of 10. Like, it's actually abysmal. And then we're going to go to spoiler territory now. Big spoilers in 9876543 2 1. So Adam Smasher was a big letdown. Now, he was cool, he was fine, he was whatever, but I thought that, like, I wanted him to, he didn't really sound exactly like he did in the, like, when I think Adam Smasher, I think of that scene. What's that scene? It's like, if you don't know what I'm on about, you can just look it up, but there's a scene where he's like, you look like a cut of fuckable meat, are you? And that's what I think of, but he sounded a bit different, you know. There was Wakako showed up. It was actually a proper voice and everything, or at least it sounded like it. That was pretty cool. Rogue had an appearance, and I think Claire did as well, although it didn't like zoom into her, but yeah. Not a voice appearance, but a visual one. The Afterlife was obviously there. That was all cool. I'm a little bit disappointed that Keanu Reeves didn't have an appearance, Johnny Silverhand, but like, how would they implement him? Do you know what I mean? Because I only wanted him there because it was Keanu Reeves, but how would they implement him? Because like, he's been dead since 2020, like 7 or 2025 or something, like 2023. I think it was 2023 he died, right? And in 2077, he's a chip inside V's head, so that's why V can see him. So it wouldn't really make much sense for any of the characters to see him, but like, he wasn't even referenced. Like, they could have like referenced him or something, but like, whatever. It literally doesn't matter. I just, you know, I wanted just to hear Keanu Reeves go like, "Wake the fuck up, samurai," or some shit. I don't know. Would have been funny. But yeah, I expected him not to get a cameo, but it would have been cool if he did, or a reference, not a cameo necessarily. But yeah, the ending, like, the ending interested me a little bit because, although I've not watched the video yet, there was somebody who uploaded a video. I just saw like the thumbnail and stuff on "Is David still alive?" Like, it seems clear cut to me he's not, but who knows? I mean, in the games you did get shot in the head and come back because of Johnny Silverhand's bloody chip, and this could be the same here because, but like, he didn't have any chip in his head, did he? As far as I don't know, but like, Adam Smasher did say before he killed David, or before we seem to suggest is he killed David, that he would have made a good, like, memory chip, or what do they call it? Like whatever they did to Johnny Silverhand, I can't remember. Like, you would make a good, like, he would make a good, like backup, like, it to have his memory backed up or whatever. I can't remember, like, his personality, like, a personality chip or whatever. I can't remember what they're called. I'm actually struggling to, like, but it's the same thing that happened to Johnny Silverhand in the game, and that's why he's in V's head in the game. And that's what Adam Smasher was saying to David he would be a good version of just before he killed him. And then David, I think, responded like by saying like, "I don't give a shit, choom, fuck you," or whatever. What a word, by the way, choom. Yo, my choom. Like, yo, we got a delta. Yeah. Yo, he flat there. Like, stuff like that. I love it. But yeah, Falco and Lucy are the only ones to be alive, and that's cool or whatever. There were some deaths I didn't give a shit about, like Rebecca's brother I couldn't give a shit about. Rebecca herself, the death was crap simply because of the thing where, like, Adam Smasher landed on her, but like it was free, like, when those three things happened where I was like, fuck you, and it was like, it just made it look stupid. I didn't like it. Like, they could have just done it once, it would have been more effective in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. I thought a lot of the David fight looked really goofy and stupid, and most of what I was saying earlier with the stupid looking animation is down to this, like, one final fight at the end last episode. It looks stupid. I also hate the episode names. I don't think they have anything to do with anything. Like, the last episode here I'm looking at the last couple episodes. My Moon, My Man. Like, what has that got to do with the last episode? Like, right at the end of the last episode? Like, Oh, it's just stupid. And then there's Cyberpunk Edgerunners episode 8 is called Stay. I'm not sure about that. Episode 9 is called Humanity. What does that even mean? Like, doesn't like some of these? If somebody could explain to me what they mean, some of these episode names just don't add up for me. I don't know why. I'm just not a big fan of them personally. Anyway, overall, I think Cyberpunk Edgerunners it's an fine anime. It's nothing abysmal. It's definitely not. And the first couple episodes are like the best. I give them all like the first 3 episodes a 7 out of 10. Like, they're all the best episodes. But then it goes downhill from there. And the last 3 episodes are like a solid 5 out of 10. But overall, I would give this anime a 5 out of 10. It's pretty average. At best, it's a 6. At worst, it's a 5. But I'm thinking it's a 5, honestly. It's not bad at all. I just think that it's nowhere near as good as people rate it. It's just, I don't really know what to say. It's just average in my eyes. But it's not average. You know when something's average, just because there's nothing bad or nothing good about it, it's just plain average the whole way out. It's like really average. This isn't that case. This is a case of there are some things I genuinely dislike and think are crap, and there are some things I genuinely like and think are good, and overall they just add up to make it average. Do you know what I mean? Like they cancel each other out and make it average. That's how this is. It isn't like an average anime in terms of how you'd think of when you think of average. It's average in terms of there are things that are shit, things that are good. It's just average overall because they cancel each other out. Does that make sense? Some things are like a 7, 8 out of 10. Some things are like a 4, 5, 3 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? And overall, it just cancels itself out. Does that make sense? It's hard to explain, but that's what I mean, right? But yeah, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, 7 out of 10. 6 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Jesus Christ, I'm going crazy. Which I actually think is worse than the video game. The video game I recently gave, like a few days ago, gave it like a 7 out of 10. I generally think this is worse than the video game. Although it is hard to compare video games and movies and anime and stuff, like different sorts of media. I understand that. It's difficult to compare different types of video games, let alone things that aren't even video games to video games. But I do think this isn't as good as the video game. If you've played the video game, I genuinely think you'll be disappointed with this. But I could be wrong. There are some people, as I was mentioned at the start, that absolutely love this. So, you know, do I recommend it? I don't recommend this unless you have played the game and want to know more of the lore, which is why I watched it. But overall, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're gonna go watch it, go watch it. It's 10 episodes. It's very quick. I got through it in a few hours. It's not very long. So yeah.